my name is Edward. My matrix number is 83377 and we are from group 6. So today we are going to talk about the mass model of the organizational behavior. So that's for type, let's get in. Next, what is the meaning of mass model of individual behavior? So it is actually a model that seeks to elaborate individual behavior as a result of internal and external factors or influence combined together. So there's four types, that is motivation, abilities, role perception, and situational factors. So I'm going to tell you all of this in detail to the next slide. Let's go. First is motivation. Currently, employees have detailed incentive to do the work, so management need to incorporate driven system and let the employees know their job matter, and sometimes you may need to use the reasonable and necessary consequences. Next is ability. So employees' abilities are appreciated and they are not trained for the extra work, so management needs to initiate training programs that properly educate employees and revise their job description. And third one is role perception. Management needs to clarify the roles of employees by educate employees and revise the job description. Last is situational factors. Well, the paperwork is constantly changing and employees doesn't know how to adjust with the management. So management need to be consistent and be clarified with the role of employment. So that's all for my parts. So the next part will be played by my colleagues.
I will continue my friend presentation. We already interviewed a cleaner in Unimas, so I will introduce her to you all. Firstly, her name is Awarah binti Kilan. She worked as a cleaner in University Malaysia Sarawak. Madam Awarah live in Kampung Melayu at Kota Samarhan. Madam Awarah have 5 children and 5 grandsons. Madam Awarah worked in Unimas since 1997 until now. She do a cleaning service at College Tun Ahmad Zaidi since September 2022. Before she worked at College Tun Ahmad Zaidi, she worked as a cleaner at CTF 3 and CTF 4. That's all from me. My friend will continue about justification and motivation.
So my name is Aisha, so I want to explain about justification and motivation. So there are 3 points that I listed at motivation. So the first is family, second is work environment, third is allowance and bonus. So the first point is family. Among the motivating things is responsibility toward Mrs. Our family. There are times when she works overtime to support his family, even though his children are already working and earning. But he does not want to burden her children because she can still work and support her family. As information too, Ms. Our husband also worked as a cleaning worker at Unimas, but with a different job prospect. Move to the next point is environment work. Mrs. Awara feel more motivated to work with the presence of the good college and cooperation in carrying out tasks. And then third point is allowance and bonus. The salary and bonus and allowance provided also encourage Ms. Awara to work. This is because the increase in the cost of the living forces a person to find a stable salary to meet the needs life as well. And then helpful to reduce burden of her life necessities. Among the bonus given the employer Mrs. Awara is half the monthly salary and salary overtime work as well. Mrs. Awara also shared her experience with us, namely she was also one of those affected by the COVID-19 epidemic that hit the country. At the time, their salary was not given accompanied by a bonus because working hours in shift to prevent the spread of the epidemic had limited working hours. Employees were allowed to take overtime at that time. Therefore, Mrs. Awara shared is very grateful that the situation has returned to normal and the salary increase will also be done in future. So thank you.
Next, I will explain another Mars model that's shown by Mrs. Awara. We found that Mrs. Awara is a dedicated worker. This can be shown because she has a high ability in performing her duties as a cleaning worker at Unimas. Ability is a natural tendency and learned capabilities needed to complete a task successfully. Sometimes, Mrs. Awara also works overtime with the ability of her young age. We can see that she has a strong determination and enthusiasm in carrying out her duty. This is because it is not easy for an employee like Mrs. Awara to face various challenges and obstacles in her work, even though she still carries out her duty in any situation. Other than that, we also can see that Mrs. Awara also can be a good role model to other workers. Role perception are the belief about what behavior is necessary to achieve the desired result and have a check that everyone is clear regarding their path. We found that Mrs. Awara has a good stance and having a clear determination and goals. Not only that, which she is very polite to other employees and consider other employees as a family in the work environment. She is also friendly people who always help others. For example, if a college is unable to attend work due to certain reasons, she is ready to take over her college duties. Here we see that Mrs. Awara is not selfish but always gives help and never count on the work she does. She also is strong mentally and physically. This is because every job has hardship and pleasure. Even every challenge in that job teaches a person the meaning of not giving up. This can be shown by the attitude of Mrs. Awara herself, where she does not feel that her job is difficult. In fact, she always moves forward and overcome all challenges. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Valentino Mat and my matrix number is 85969. Today I'm gonna talk about situational factors. Situational factors, which is also known as external factors, are influences that do not occur from within the individual but from elsewhere, like the environment and others around you. Examples of situational factors are your environment, work and school, and the people around you. Now, I'm gonna talk about the situational factors that encourage the cleaner to keep her job. The first one is the felt of responsibility. For her, it is her responsible to keep the college clean because that is part of her job as a cleaner. Second situational factors that encourage the cleaner to keep her job is this place is not that far from her home. This makes it easier for her to keep looking at her child while she is working. The third situational factors is the support from her friends. It always encourages her to always do well in her job. The next situational factors is the wages. Even though the wages are not that high, but she did not complain about the wage because for her, money is not that important as long as she had a job to do for her to support her family.